First and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying and to the point. Okay, so the lesson I want to get into is with the incident that happened with the brother, all right, out there in the UK, all right, with this individual, this Edomite, coming up to the camp, all right, and basically antagonizing the brother, all right, to the point to where, he physically had to put his hands on him. And, thank Yahweh Shemi Awashai that, he was basically with that brother, because, that situation could have went, definitely, the other route. It could have not been in his favor, but the Lord definitely was on his side. And, mind you, the weapon, even the Edomite did say that the weapon itself, it wasn't real. All right, it wasn't an actual real firearm. It was a BB gun. But, there's individuals, and there will be individuals that will, basically come to camp with the intentions to try to, harm brothers with, a lethal weapon, whether it be a knife, a gun, or whatever the case may be. We're definitely heading towards those times where, people are going to be coming to camp, all right, and, causing mischief, man, trying to, stir up some BS with the Akim, man. And we're in that season to where, with the society collapsing the way it is, and things going south, all right, for these people, because, they put their trust in the system, all right, they put their trust, all right, in this world, all right, that since everything is collapsing, all right, that, they're losing everything, man, all right. And as the elder always goes into this quote, Elder was it Elder Ramla? He always quote George Salente, and when basically when people lose everything, is it when people lose everything, they have nothing else to lose, or they lose it? All right, when people lose everything, they lose it. Roughly paraphrasing, something to that effect. But basically, these people are losing everything. So what? They're losing their minds as well, man. All right, they're basically in that effort, mindset, man. All right, do as thou wilt, because, we're coming into the season where, all hell's about to break loose. All right, that the Lord's turning up these prophecies to the point to where, this thing can go down at any moment, with, one big event, and there was this article that had, that it came out, and basically the article was going over how, I believe it was 15 states, all right, in the United States are basically in a recession right now at the moment. And, everybody's on edge, man. All right, the government's down. The government's basically shut down. All right, they haven't reopened it. Okay, and you have all of these people, all right, that aren't getting paid. That have these federal jobs. All right, and, most of these jobs are what keep, most of the summer things moving, man. So, that's going to have a trickling effect on the economy. All right, not to mention that Trump just now ramped up tariffs to 100% on China. All right, so, it's evident that they want to collapse this economy. All right, and it's evident that these people are, basically, on the edge of their seats, man. All right. And with that being said, this it makes for a dangerous environment to be in, anywhere and everywhere you go. So, brothers are always encouraging to, be mindful, be circumspect, watch what you say, watch what you do, be vigilant of these people, because they got demons on them, man. All right. And we're in the season and the time to where, anything can happen at any moment. So, just continue to stay in the spirit. Now, that brother that, had that scenario where this guy came up, man, he was very hostile, towards the brother. He got up close and personal, even to the point to where he physically put his hands on the brother, and the brother still was calm. All right, he was still calm, cool, and collected. The scriptures speak about how, to be harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent, and harmless as a dove. And that's what the brother did. All right, or was trying to do. He was trying to de-escalate the situation. And that's the wise thing to do, is to use wisdom in scenarios like that. All right, to try to calm the spirit, man. All right, the scriptures speak about how, a soft answer turneth away wrath. So the brother was trying to use wisdom in that scenario, in that situation, to de-escalate, it from getting any further to the point of, physical altercation. But, these people are unreasonable. All right, some people are just unreasonable. No amount of talking, no amount of you do anything, they just got fucking demons on them. And sometimes it result into you having to be physical with them, man, because they be physical with you, and if they get physical with you, if they physically put their hands on you, and you well within your means to put them down, then do it, man. But the spiritual thing to do is to be spiritual. Take the low, all right, and let Yahweh Shem Yahushai handle it. But if it ever comes down to it where you have to physically defend yourself in the situation, and there's no other option because they're unreasonable people, then, you ought to do so, man. All right? Now, many brothers have different outlooks on it. The elders said their piece on what, Elder Tahar said his piece on what he would do. Different brothers said that they would do certain things differently. And of course, in the heat of the moment, some things are gonna be different, man. Especially when a gun is pointed, in your face or around you or at you, that situation can definitely be different. You hear a lot of people saying what they would do, but honestly, being in that situation is another. And it is, because I personally have had that situation before the truth. I had that situation happen to me, and that's just a Jake just being prideful because he has the power. And as you can see in that video, the brother was, saying whatever he was saying, talking about the scriptures and about how, Edomites are gonna go into captivity, and if you Edomite, then that's what's gonna happen to you. The guy pull out the gun, and the brother was trying to de-escalate the situation, but he can feel and sense that the brother was trying to do that, but he used that as a power trip, or he used that as he looked at that as basically the brother was soft, or he felt that power over him, man. All right, and he tried to take advantage of the situation, man. But hey, that doesn't work, man. All right, that shit ain't gonna work in the manner of the Lord, especially, the Lord's gonna be on your side, especially when you try to de-escalate the situation. All right, the underdog always wins. All right, the underdog always wins. It doesn't matter how many people you have on your side. All right, the scriptures speak about how they that be with us are greater than they that be with them. All right, so there's really nothing to fear. All right, let me get this real quick. All right, this is Isaiah 54:17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the saints of the Lord Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. All right, so that's basically what's going to happen, man. The scriptures speak about how the word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword. So these people's feelings and emotions are going to get cut. They're going to feel it in their spirit, and deep down. All right, they're going to feel it within their chest, and that what they're going to do is basically the only thing that they can do is get carnal. That's basically what's going to happen. So and then being carnal, man, the Lord said that regardless of the situation, all right, that the Lord is basically going to lift up a standard, man. All right, whether that be the Lord put the spirit on you to be able to defend yourself and get out that situation, an angel, all right, or spiritual power, all right, all of those things are divine intervention, man. All right, so the Lord is on our side. Abaratazah, we be of that number and be of those men, all right, to escape, all right, these perilous times and evil times in these days. All right, this is Proverbs 29:22. It says, an angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man abideth in transgression. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. So, as the scriptures say, pride, pride goes before a fall, is that what it is? Hold on a second, okay, let me get that real quick. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 16:18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. So that dude was prideful, man. He and that's how Esau is when he has his sword, man. All right, he feel like he on top of the world, like he can do whatever he want. And ultimately, that's the reason why Esau feel the way he feel now, man. All right, about the Lord coming back. All right, and being so prideful to the point to where he's gonna actually try to fight the Lord. So in the end, he's gonna fall by the very weapon that he's trying to use, man. All right. Again, this is Proverbs 16:18. It says, pride goeth before destruction. So that guy ended up getting destroyed by that brother, man, in his pride. The Lord put the spirit on him to basically take him down and disarm him, and it basically humbled him, because after the altercation, he tried to call him his brother and tried to make peace with him, but no, that was over with, man. The brother was mad, he was angry. He told him to basically go on by this business after he got the beat down, So he definitely got humbled, man. All right. Let me grab this scripture right here, and I think I'm going to end it out because I think I made the point. All right, this is Proverbs 22:24. It says, make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go. So, this guy was angry. Again, he was a man of no reasoning. Nothing that you could tell this guy was going to be able to get him to, calm down, man. All right, he basically wanted to see blood. All right, he wanted to make the brother bleed. And scriptures say that you can't reason with people like that, man. Hold on, let me see if I can get this real quick. There's a scripture that goes into that. All right, this is it right here, Akim. This is Sirach chapter 8, verse 16, and it says, "Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place, for blood is as nothing in his sight. And it says, and where there is no help, he will overthrow thee." So, the elders was basically going into, brothers who are individuals that are on the faith, by themselves, or to get, with a camp, man. If you're in Great Millstone, get with the camp, because it's not best to be by yourself, man. Because of incidents like this, you have a brother that's actually watching over you, or you watching, over another brother, vice versa, to the where, situations like this can't happen, and, you will have somebody with you, man. Scriptures say two are better than one, so, you brothers will be able to help each other out if something does happen like this. So, that just shows you, what type of time we're in, man, because, again, we're at the end of this thing, and, things are only going to get worse as, time winds down. But I'll read that one more time. This is Sirach chapter 8, verse 16, and it says, "Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place." So by yourself. Don't be by yourself out here, man. That's the worst thing to be. For blood is as nothing in his sight. And that God definitely wanted to see blood, man. All right, how aggressive he was. He wanted to try to hurt him. And, thank God that gun wasn't actually, thank Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai that gun wasn't real. Because it could have definitely went south. If he didn't, get the upper hand, So, but again, it says, "For blood is as nothing in his sight, and there is no help, and he will overthrow thee," man. So that's basically what they're looking to do, is, man, to try to harm brothers, take them out of commission, So that's that's basically the times that we're in. So, brothers ought to be, to keep their, head on a swivel, as they say in the world. Stay circumspect, stay vigilant, stay alert, whatever you want to say, because, the evil days draw nigh. The even more evil days draw nigh. So, peace and safety be with you, brothers that are teaching, man. And, Lord willing, the Lord will continue to protect us and our family in these days, and that we continue to endure to the end. With that being said, again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Until the next time, I say Shalom.